Oh god, I'm tired. Okay, so basic information is nothing has really changed since last month, since the last first of the month. Really, we're still on a schedule of one video per week. YouTube shorts, just basically whenever I have a YouTube short ready to go, I just fire that one off. As far as live streams go, I might try to do one at some point, just kind of doing a casual one, maybe that'll probably be towards the middle of the month. And yeah, let's move on to comments, I suppose. Okay, now as far as comments are concerned, I'm pretty sure, well, I'm at least 100% certain that there's no real new ones here. I think the last time, I don't even remember where the last time we did this from. Yeah, we'll start at the the accusatory Markiplier things and go from there. This is a Bug Juice one. Blue was my favorite. I don't remember which one my favorite was. I think it was the green colored ones. Alright, and then this one is in reference to Destiny background dialogue, which is always fun. This is actually, I don't care what it looks like, it's still Flying Buzz. That was from when they did their Fortnite collaboration. This is not Mark Bro. No one said he was. You'd be surprised how many people said it was. In fact, the amount of people that said I looked like him is the reason I made this video in the first place. Actually, no, we might have done these comments. Whatever, I'll still leave it in just for fluff. Interesting loadout, not new to Destiny, but still tried to come back to it. This is commenting on the soundboard thing, which I believe, yes, we definitely did cover this. Stardew, specifically the Spring Valley team, yeah, we did that. There's my 1000th video. I know we've covered that one. Got It's the God rolls in your weapon loadout. Let's keep collecting because I'm gonna try to craft other guns. Alright, and here's the joke I made for when they announced Season of the Deep, which I think is when we didn't cover it. Basically, one of my friends made a hasty edit of Ocean Man by Ween and the Shell of What Was soundtrack on my request, and it's just so dumb and hilarious. And then I just juxtaposed it of Sloan looking at the ocean, which I thought was funny. And then this is the same thing, it's just the difference of a YouTube short versus the full resolution video. Didn't expect the OST to go this hard. Yep. Better start playing Ocean Man during the final boss dungeon. Don't tempt me, because I will if I ever get that recorded. There's a little. These are video comments on a video of Nemo, the little pug dog that I live with, and he's just a little guy, and I just give him some nice little head pats in that one. Yeah, you can't have him though, because he's technically not my dog to give away. These two here are from a PSA about baby bunnies, and I'm gonna briefly comment on that. If you ever find baby bunnies in your lawn, just don't touch them. Just literally just leave them be. And if you have to mow your lawn, just try to mow around them. And if you're planning to mow your lawn anyway, just take a walk around. And their dens are actually pretty easy to spot if you know what they're looking for. Well, the point is, don't mess with them. They are literally going to leave and be on their own in 2 weeks. And if that's too much time, call animal control, call a rehab center. Don't just drop them off at a pet store, because that's not how that works. And if you do plan to take care of them yourself, just know that that's not a good idea, because there is a mortality rate of 90% in the care of humans. Honestly, the whole situation with the rabbits that we were taking care of, it was a miracle that we kept them alive as long as we did. And we eventually had to rehome them and put them in an actual nature reserve. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say on it. Oh, and also, the guy commenting, they're fine until they run into lawnmower blades. That sentiment is very flawed, because they're just babies. They're not going to do anything, and it is entirely up to you, up to your responsibility and your ability to be cognizantly aware of your surroundings. Then this one, you look like Markiplier. Yep. Then the rest of these are just from a Skyrim clip. I was feeling the itch to play Skyrim, and I made a quick little Khajiit character, and I decided to suplex the one Forsworn agent in Markarth to save some random woman's life, so that was fun. Perfect white enter, Markarth ready and stabbing, absolutely. Walking into Markarth for the first time is always a memorable experience. One playthrough I spawned in the Temple of Dibella before going through the front gate, so I made my way to the top of the guard tower and Fusradad, the guy approaching a bunch of guards in the aggroing a bunch of guards in the process. Yep. I feel you, bro. Thank you. Stupid shit like that is why unarmed combat is the best. Like, the animations for unarmed combat go, like, so aggressive in that game. It's like, just, especially the first person one, because it's like, you just take your swings and go bop, 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 and then suddenly you just ball a fist and just start beating the shit out of them. It's borderline hilarious. This one's commenting same. Reset a few times so I could shout the assassin. Honestly led to a fun, very worthwhile mission. I think the Forsworn conspiracy is actually a really well thought out mission. It's just there's not really much replayability in it. Like, you play it once, and as far as I remember, it's a very linear story path towards the end. I mean, obviously you have a choice of, like, siding with the one Forsworn guy in the prison, but other than that, there's not... I don't want to rank its, like, importance low in the grand scheme of Skyrim, but I feel like it doesn't really affect very much after the fact. Because as far as I know, the Forsworn still attack you randomly when you're traveling through Markarth and Falkreath. So yeah, I don't know. Had a mod that increased the frequency of kill shots, did this move on a companion in a fight, and died inside a bit, to be honest. Yeah, that's always a risk for combat in Skyrim, because it's so janky. Alright, so moving on to the community tab, just because I still need to do that. Here's a little Cookie Monster drawing, and what's it called? The origin for the reason this sketch exists is because I made a little prompt wheel that I forgot to save, and it was basically I spun it twice and I got two random prompts. The first one being sword, and the second one being Cookie Monster, and so I drew Cookie Monster with a tiny sword, just because I thought that would be intimidating. This one's just a little Patreon plug, just because the cost of living is constantly going up. This one is actually from the same prompt wheel thing that for Cookie Monster, except it was Skyrim Jimmy Neutron, so I want to make this like big, grand, epic thing of like a dragon in the sunset, and then Jimmy Neutron, a very like wide-bodied Jimmy Neutron with a megaphone so he can shout facing up against a dragon. This one is a D&D monster portrait that I did kind of loosely based off the Nyarlathotep. In fact, this specifically is my version of the Nyarlathotep. So there's some dysynergy with the original design, because in the original design it has this like big long sail like on the back of its head. But that's not really depicted here. I actually correct for that in a later drawing of this creature, but yeah, for right now it's just, I want it to be a very imposing type of creature in a vast cloud with like lines and stuff like that. So there's that. It's June, hope you're having a good day, still do. This one is some like offhand sketches of the rabbits that we took care of a little bit, and they were so cute and tiny. We obviously couldn't keep them because they were wild animals, but yeah, it's just they're gonna stay forever in my memory. So just like little ball mode, little guys sniffing around, them grooming each other over here, and then them just eating their applesauce. They really loved applesauce. We had a plan for in the sanctuary where we dropped them off. We just every once in a while just gonna take a jar of applesauce and pour it out on the side of a tree just for them to find eventually. And there's that. Moving on, we have a nice little landscape, just sort of like a pink one. That I want it to be like very cotton candy and pleasant to look at. And then this one's a very like warm sunset, almost kind of like an autumn style. Whatchamacallit? Landscape. Over here is just kind of like working through a lot of like internal thoughts and stuff like that. Just like people talk about having like a villain arc where they try to like refurbish themselves and start to think a bit more selfishly. This one is just like a villain renaissance. It's the same idea, but just like taking the same ideals and just reinforcing them and just making them more of a fancier thing, I guess. I don't know. I was gonna do like a finished sketch of this, a finished render of this, but it was really just, I think the sketch sells the idea on its own. This one's a landscape, and this one actually is based on a location that I want my players in our current D&D campaign to visit, but they're just not there yet. Just had an idea of like, oh, this big like statuesque mountain thing that probably in history is an actual giant that got killed and was stuck there for a little bit until it got all the trees growing out of it and stuff like that. Nice little water reflections there. This one is this was a joke I thought of while I was just bored at work one day, and it was like, hey, do you think you guys could spot me $1 on Patreon just to see $1 on PayPal, actually, because I want chicken nuggets. And yeah, predictably everyone went with the joke answer, which is fine. I say everyone, there was one vote, but yeah, I kind of didn't expect anyone to do the thing. And this one is just because like YouTube has been like pushing more things on me as far as like little community events that I can do, and so I decided like, what, I did this before as a poll, but then they actually gave me a thing that functions as a quiz, so I decided to just do this little like trivia thing. And the answer is like, I joined YouTube on February 2nd, 2014. My first video I think is on February 14th or 15th, one or the other. Yeah, no, it is on 14th of the same year. But yeah, I never really consistently started making YouTube videos until like 2018. But yeah, then this one is just this is just a lot to process in the image. We started doing a modded Left 4 Dead thing, which is just its own bag of crazy. But that's gonna be coming out the 19th, and it's a really wild video. Then obviously with the release of Spider-Verse, we have the huge influx of Spider-Man personas. So I decided I might as well just make my own. And, you can't really see it by the portrait right here, but in the background he has a lot of influence from Doc Ock and stuff like that. And then like, you know, with the MCU really taking Spider-Man in a direction to work with Iron Man more directly and kind of idolize him, I decided to put like a little, not arc reactor, but a little like glowing sigil right there that is supposed to be reminiscent of it. But yeah, if I get enough funding, I'll turn this into a comic. Then over here, this is the final thing we're going to look at. This is the like movie poster style, the movie poster for the current D&D campaign my friends and I are doing. It's called Brotherhood of the Waves, and I'm looking to try and get recordings of us playing it all set and ready to go to be uploaded, but like, it's part of it is I have to find time to edit the videos, and I also have to find time to sit down and record with them. And just, I'm preaching to the choir right now, there's not really much time to do everything, but yeah. My only regret for this piece is like there's a lot of stylistic dissonance between the trio right here and the rest of the painting. Everything is kind of like done in a more painterly style, whereas these ones are very much like not like matte tones or anything, or not matte tones, what is it called? It's not like it's not quite cell shading, but it's very obviously cell shaded. Also, I just realized there's a bit of a mistake because I meant to color these bands in with something, but I didn't. I guess I kind of forgot to do it there. Oh well. At some point I'm probably gonna redo this poster when I have time, but that is the thing, is when I have time. So I think for now that's gonna be it for this video. I should probably do laundry at some point, but for now, you all have a nice day.